Honorable President of India, Srimati Draupadi Murmu, Secretary to President, Shri Rajesh Verma, Foreign Secretary, Shri Vinay Mohan Kwatra. On behalf of the Sushma Swaraj Institute of Foreign Service, a central training institute under the Ministry of External Affairs, I take this opportunity to express our heartfelt gratitude to the Honorable President of India for graciously sparing her valuable time to address the officers trainee of the 2021 batch of the Indian Foreign Service. Ma'am, it is a singular honor for these young officers to be calling on you at the beginning of their careers. The 2021 batch is a special batch as their entry into the government service coincides with the 75th year of our independence, which we are celebrating as Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. They will play a pivotal role in scripting our nation's journey of growth through the Amrit Kal leading up to India at 100. Ma'am, there are 35 IFS officer trainees in the 2021 batch, including 15 lady officer trainees. The officers come from across the length and breadth of the country and belong to 16 different states and union territories. In keeping with the trend of the last few years, majority of the officers of this batch have an engineering background. The officers training underwent induction training program at the Institute of Foreign Service from March to September this year, following the completion of the 96th foundation course at the Lal Bahadur National Academy of Administration in Mussoorie. This year's training program comprised more than 300 sessions conducted by over 350 eminent speakers and domain experts. The pedagogy of the training program focused on moving away from the trainer-centric sage-on-stage approach to the trainee-centric guide-by-side approach. Accordingly, more participatory and peer learning activities were introduced. The training methodology included simulations, role plays, fireside chats, group presentations, and case studies to encourage active learning. The training program focused on knowledge, skills, and attitude of the officer trainees. Other than knowledge-oriented sessions on India's foreign policy and our diplomatic engagements, the training program laid emphasis on upgrading communication skills, behavioral aspects, and personal growth. Special modules on public speaking and presentation skills, workshop on on-camera interviews, gender sensitization, and sessions on personal grooming tips were also conducted. Ma'am, following the conclusion of their induction training program on 14th September of this year, the officer trainees have joined the various divisions of the Ministry of External Affairs for their desk attachments. On completion of their desk attachments by around 2 to 3 months, the officers will be proceeding to 12 countries abroad for learning 8 foreign languages, namely French, Chinese, German, Japanese, Spanish, Arabic, Russian, and Persian. Before I conclude, on behalf of the Sushma Swaraj Foreign Institute Service and the Ministry of External Affairs, I sincerely thank you for granting this valuable audience to the officer trainees of the 2021 batch of the Indian Foreign Service. As they prepare to step out into the world, I'm confident that the officer trainees will take inspiration from you, ma'am, and will work hard to keep the Indian flag flying high. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your remarks. I would now like to call upon Ms. Maitreyi Naidu, Officer Trainee of the Indian Foreign Service Batch of 2021, to briefly share her experience of the induction training program.
माननीय राष्ट्रपति महोदया श्रीमती द्रौपदी मुर्मू, राष्ट्रपति सचिव श्री राजेश वर्मा, विदेश सचिव श्री विनय क्वात्रा, डीन सुषमा स्वराज विदेश सेवा संस्थान संजीव रंजन, अधिकारीगण तथा मेरे प्रिय साथियों, आज यह मेरे लिए सम्मान की बात है कि मुझे इंडक्शन ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम के सर्वश्रेष्ठ अनुभवों को आपके समक्ष साझा करने का अवसर मिला है। पिछले 6 महीनों में प्रशिक्षण के दौरान इंटरैक्टिव सत्रों से हमारे मन मस्तिष्क में नई ऊर्जा का संचार हुआ है। हमने अंतर्राष्ट्रीय सिद्धांतों के मूलभूत तथ्य और बारीकियों, भारत के प्रमुख अंतर्राष्ट्रीय भागीदारों के साथ संबंध, 3 T's, ट्रेड, टेक्नोलॉजी, टूरिज्म, अर्थात व्यापार, प्रौद्योगिकी एवं पर्यटन पर गहरी समझ तथा बदलते वैश्विक परिदृश्य के साथ भारत की विदेश नीति का विकास विस्तार से जाना। बहुपक्षीय मंच, विकास भागीदारी एवं अंतर्राष्ट्रीय नेगोशिएशन पर सिमुलेशन अभ्यास ने हमारे पाठ्य पुस्तक ज्ञान को वास्तविक धरातल पर साकार करने की चुनौती दी। सभी प्रशिक्षु अधिकारी हर चुनौती पर खरे उतरे हैं। पड़ोसी देश, परमाणु ऊर्जा, इसरो समेत विभिन्न अटैचमेंट हमारे प्रशिक्षण के सबसे उत्साहजनक भाग थे। हमें ज़मीनी स्तर पर गहरी समझ विकसित करने के साथ नेटवर्क बनाने का अवसर भी प्रदान किया गया। विशेषकर बेंगलुरु अटैचमेंट से हमें हमारे देश की तकनीकी क्षेत्र में हुई प्रगति को नज़दीक से देखने का अवसर मिला। जब हमने अकादमी में पहली बार कदम रखा, तभी से ये हमारे लिए घर परिवार की तरह है। बेहतरीन प्रशिक्षण वातावरण, सर्वांगीण विकास हेतु फैकल्टी का पूर्ण प्रयास एवं हमारे फीडबैक पर त्वरित प्रतिक्रियाओं ने हमारे प्रशिक्षण को सहज बना दिया। इसमें अकादमी के प्रशासन एवं फैकल्टी की महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका रही है। हमें कई क्षेत्रों के विशेषज्ञों एवं दिग्गजों से मिलने का सौभाग्य प्राप्त हुआ है। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी से वार्तालाप विशेष रूप से प्रेरक था। उन्होंने हमें न केवल निकट भविष्य में कार्य के लिए महत्वपूर्ण सुझाव दिए, बल्कि विशिष्ट मुद्दों पर नवाचारी समाधानों को खोजने की चुनौती भी दी। जैसा चाणक्य कहते हैं, इस संसार रूपी वृक्ष के 2 फल हैं, मधुर वचन तथा सत्संगति, और मुझे मेरे सहपाठियों के रूप में सर्वश्रेष्ठ संगति मिली है। अत्यंत प्रेरित, विविध एवं विवेकी प्रशिक्षुओं को एक साथ करने पर दृष्टिकोण बदलने वाले कई वार्तालाप होते हैं, जैसे कि कैसे आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस चेतना विकसित करता है, या फिर हम बाजरे को और लोकप्रिय कैसे बना सकते हैं। मैं मानती हूँ कि हमारा ये जो जुनून है, प्रशिक्षण के मार्गदर्शन द्वारा हमें न केवल अपने करियर में बढ़ोतरी में मदद करेगा, पर भारत देश को अमृतकाल में अपने सामर्थ्य तक पहुँचाएगा। जय हिंद।
Thank you, Maitri. I would now like to call upon Mr. Ayush Gupta, Officer Trainee of the Indian Foreign Service Batch of 2021, to briefly share his experience of the induction training program.
Honorable President of India, Draupadi Murmu, Secretary to President, Shri Rajesh Verma, Foreign Secretary, Vinay Kwatra, Shri Rajiv Ranjan, Dean SSIFS, senior officers from the President's Secretariat and the Ministry of External Affairs. I can't express what an honor it is for me today to be speaking on behalf of my batchmates and expressing our experiences of the training program. Madam President, as Dean has pointed out, we have joined the service in the 75th year of our independence, and as such represent the hopes and aspirations of a rising and resurging India. Honorable President, ours was the first batch to be trained under the Mission Karam Yogi program, and we would be having the privilege of serving our country in its Amrit Kal. Our training program began in Missouri with a foundation course, where we had a first brush with the responsibilities that we would be shouldering in representing this great country. After our foundation course, we began our induction training with a call on the Honorable External Affairs Minister, which gave us a strategic guidance on the issues that we'll be dealing with. As a part of the induction training program, we have been given a wide range of experiences, both within and outside the classroom. We've had illustrious speakers ranging from former foreign secretaries, serving diplomats, military leaders, distinguished academicians, giving us an all-round experience of the subject matter that we dealt with. The way that our sessions were structured allowed for a holistic discussion and a free-flowing debate on the matter. Another engaging aspect of the training was a number of simulations that we had, ranging from negotiations to crisis management to public speaking. The course also focused on taking us beyond the classroom as well. We had over 20 attachments with various organizations and ministries. Bharat Darshan, for instance, helped us understand the diversity and the majesty of our great nation. Spending time on the border with the army really helped us get a deeper understanding on the issues of national security. Going to our missions abroad really helped us understand the practical work that we do, understand the little nuances of diplomacy. This experiential learning, I'm sure, would hold us in good stead in the times to come. Another key aspect of the training experience was its focus on fostering a spirit of esprit de corps among not only our batch of IFS officers, but all the services of the country, so that we can break silos and work together towards nation building. I can proudly say that I've learned something of value from each and every one of my batchmates. This spirit of camaraderie has fostered lifelong friendships, which I'm sure we all will cherish throughout our lives. Madam President, during our interaction with the Prime Minister, he remarked how our country would be having a much greater role in the future. This would entail much more responsibilities on the officers who serve it. And I'm sure this training experience has made each one of us more confident in shouldering those responsibilities. Jai Hind.
Foreign Secretary Sri Binoy Katraji, Dean of the Sushma Swaraj Institute of Foreign Service Sri Sanjeev Ranjan, Officer Trainees of 2021 batch. I am glad to welcome you all to Rashtrapati Bhavan. Let me first congratulate each one of you on joining the Indian Foreign Service. I can feel your enthusiasm and dreams. You must be impatient to step out and make your mark. I appreciate your attitude because that is what is going to transform India. Youngsters today have far more career options than we had when we were young. You are among the brightest brains of your generation. You could have chosen any lucrative career, but you have chosen to serve the nation. The IFS in particular offers an opportunity to do so in a career that is as challenging as it is rewarding. It is a great honor and privilege to represent one's country on the international stage. In the decades to come, you will shape India's relation with the world. Indeed, you will be playing a crucial role in how India too shapes the world. Dear officer trainees, the 35 IPS officer trainees of the 2021 batch, I am told, include 15 lady officer trainees, while I wish the number was even higher. It is heartening to see that the trend is inching towards better gender balance. You come from the entire length and breadth of the country. You also bring with you to the SARF a diversity of professional background, from engineering and medicine to management and humanities. Many of you have had working experience, and some have also worked in the government. I am sure you must have made the best of the great learning opportunity you had when you attended the Foreign Foundation course at the Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy of Administration. On top of the classroom learning about the art and craft of administration, some of you have already visited aspirational districts, and the rest of you will do so soon. That would make you well versed with the nuances of ground reality and the citizens' expectations. You have also successfully completed the induction training program at the Sushma Swaraj Institute of Foreign Services, and now look forward to your language posting abroad. You are thus about to enter an exciting phase of your career. With the knowledge of various languages, you will be at home in the given place. You will explore other cultures and other ways of looking at the world. You will also carefully cultivate and promote the important role played by the Indian diaspora around the world. It is going to be all the more exciting as you are beginning your career in foreign service at a time when India has emerged on the world stage with a new self-confidence. The world too is looking at India with new admiration. The recent years have witnessed new initiatives in our bilateral and multilateral relations. In several global forums, India has made decisive interventions. India's leadership in several fields has become unchallenged now. India also plays an important role in the developing South and as a frontline state in the fight against terrorism. Dear officer trainees, India's stronger position comes on the basis of its economic performance, among other factors. While leading economies of the world are still trying to overcome the effects of the pandemic, India has stood up again and started to move on. As a result, India's economy is registering one of the fastest growth rates. In fact, the global economic recovery to an extent rests on India. The other reason for India standing on the world stage is its ethos. Our relations with the rest of the world are governed by our age-old values. The Indian Foreign Service offers you a unique opportunity to project India's proud civilization, heritage and culture together with its developmental aspirations to the rest of the world. When we say we look at the world as one family, it is not merely a saying. During the first 2 years of the pandemic, we provided material help to the large number of nations, be it the supply of life-saving equipment or of the vaccines manufactured in India. It is this compassion and sensitivity that marks our dealing with all. At the same time, national interest remains paramount. The call for an Atmanirbhar Bharat builds on the principle of India first. This quest for self-sufficiency, I believe, has its roots in Gandhiji's call for Swadeshi. The father of the nation believed in balancing our responsibility to the world with our responsibility to our fellow citizens. India is a developing economy and it needs resources to wipe out poverty. Dear officer trainees, it is not uncommon to hear that the world is becoming more complicated day by day. Well, change is the only constant. But in the last 2 centuries, the speed of changes has increased. In this century so far, the pace of change has been dramatic to say the least. Ongoing transformations of multi-fronts, other great opportunities as well as great challenges. New technologies give us hopes of better health care, for example, but they threaten existing business practices too. We can use technology to reach out to those of the margins. At the same time, technology also resets the security paradigm with new threats. As a nation, we have before us a chance to reset our choices. This is also the time to climate change. The world has woken up to the dangers of exploiting the environment. Humanity urgently needs to find ways to reverse the effects of global warming and save the fragile planet. All nations must join hands in this mission in investing and sharing technologies. India has done well in focusing on the alternative sources of energy, taking a lead in the world. It is amid this fast-changing world with its opportunities and threats that your role becomes critical, more so than ever before. Navigating through these difficult waters and ensuring the best for India and also for the world will test your intelligence. But I have immense faith in your education and your training. I am confident that you will respond to the challenges of the future in the best possible manner, in the best interests of your fellow citizens. I congratulate you for having taken the first steps on this path, and I wish you the best for your journey ahead. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.